This is my first ever game development project, and today I'm going to show you how I got from this, and finally to my dream indie game. But first, let's wind back the clock and take a look at my first ever Pygame project. I had some experience with Java from a few years back and wanted to learn game development for a reason I can't remember, but I'm certainly glad I did. So I watched half of ClearCode's beginner tutorial on Pygame, and armed with the ability to create and move images, I made this mess. You played as a rock, for some reason, running away from a goblin whose speed was randomly assigned whenever it re-entered the screen. There were obstacles that slowed you down, and you could speed it up with tab and slow down with shift. It stands at 315 lines of buggy, messy code. I'm not proud of this project and never want to see it again. Next, I made this, a Flappy Bird inspired strange mess of different things. You played as a blue circle trying to escape red circles flying through the screen at you. It was over 500 lines of code, but only because I rewrote the entire game for each difficulty setting. An idea so bad I still don't know why I did it. I was still doing collisions with rectangles instead of masks and wasn't yet using classes. It wasn't a big improvement on last time, but at least it had a start screen and my skills were improving, if at an incredibly slow rate. My next game was my best by far. It had music, sound effects, as well as a proper start screen and death screen. It was my twist on the popular game Space Invaders and was actually kind of fun. I finally learned about classes and collisions with maths and began to use them here. The list of global variables still makes me sick though. In between that game and the next, I made a few small, unfinished projects such as Parkour Pro, a game so buggy I quit and never returned. After that failure was Desert Racer, the first game that I ever released to itch.io, link in description. You played as a car that jumped over obstacles, collecting coins and hearts and dodging the eagle. It had a health bar, collectibles and a, not so offensive, list of global variables. At 849 lines of code, it's one of my proudest projects to this day. After that, I made Endless Onslaught 1.0 for the low-res game jam. I didn't actually submit the game as I felt it was rushed. Instead, I polished it a bit more and released it in September of 2023. You play as a survivor, trying to kill zombies, collect ammo and regain health by defeating the master zombie. After finishing this, I got to work on updating it. I changed the resolution and added the ice zombie, which shot ice spikes at the player. After that, I got back to work programming the next update, which added the shop, sneaking, the knife, and fixed various bugs and issues with the game. This final version stands at 1,516 lines of code and is my largest project to date. You can download all 3 Endless Onslaught releases on itch.io today. And then I began Endless Onslaught 2.0, my dream indie game. I have an entire series on my channel dedicated to the development of this game and hope to release it on Steam at some point in the next few years.